Welcome into another edition of Sports Junkies, talking Bucks basketball one more time and possible free agent acquisitions coming up this offseason. I'm Steve Sparky from The Fan. Steve Sparky Fifer, right? Yeah. Steve Sparky Fifer from The Fan, 105.7 in Milwaukee, also AM 1250 on your radio dials too. He's Gery Woelfel, columnist here at the Racine Journal-Times. John Hammond the other day on pregame of the flagship station carrying the Bucks games, when talking to Ted Davis, said that they're going to have around $15 million or so to play with this offseason, and then he said, that could put you in a position to go get a max player. Now, again, Gery Woelfel, you've got big guys out there, bigs meaning potential centers, power forwards, whatever you want to call them. Two guys that I've been hot to try for a while, and Kevin Love and Greg Monroe. Kevin Love is not a center. He's undersized 4 as is, but he's a rebounding machine. He can stretch the floor and hit the jumper. He can play with his back to the basket a little bit. He played center his rookie year in Minnesota. Greg Monroe, people will say is a 4-2, but he played center in Detroit before they drafted Andre Drummond. He's shown the ability to play in the post. He's a nice passer. He can hit the mid-range jumper. I think both of these guys, even though they're not prototypical centers, would be perfect for this Bucks team right now, considering what the rest of this lineup looks like. But again, it's max money, and do you want to spend max money this early in the process of these kids starting to develop and start that ticker, per se, going? Because eventually you're going to have to sign Giannis and Parker.
Did John Hammond think he was already working for the Toronto Raptors?
Hey, stop. Stop.
I mean, that he had a max contract available?
Come on.
I think he had a slip up there. You're kind of like, oh my goodness, I'm working for the Raptors. But anyways, no, they should not go out and spend a lot of money on a big-name free agent. Not at this point. They got to let Giannis and Parker develop. And when they get to a stage where they feel they can be legitimate title contenders, then go in for the kill. But right now, you got to focus on these two guys and their growth. And if you bring in a star player, all the attention goes to them. All the plays are going to go to them. They're paying them big bucks. I don't think that'd go over real well with the two young guys.
This is just it, though. If I'm Jabari and I'm Giannis right now, I would love to have another guy around me that is a star, that's dealt with the media pressure, that's dealt with the marketing aspect of it, and that can help us win and be a contender in the East right away.
Are you saying Zaza's not that guy?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not. But get it, because in the East, what do you have? You have the Cavaliers, who are probably going to lose Kevin Love. Now, what they're going to do to replace him, I don't know. But then it's LeBron and Kyrie. So you have them. They're one, right, in the East. Then after that, I don't know. I mean, Pacers, Paul George, maybe if he gets healthy, if he gets back to the way he was. The Bulls can't keep Derrick Rose healthy. Noah's been on a minutes restriction all year long. They're probably going to get rid of their head coach. There's going to be a huge transition there. Are they going to pay Jimmy Butler this offseason? Don't know. My point is
you see a window of opportunity.
I see a window coming up here.
You know what, though?
Where maybe you don't beat Cleveland, but you definitely might have a chance to be that 2 or 3 here within, 2-3 years.
Well, if you get
not next year.
No,
but 2 or 3 years.
I disagree with you. If they get a star player, a really good star player, I think they're in the mix next year.
Right away.
Right away. Eastern Conference is horrible, Steve. Absolutely horrible. I watched the Washington Wizards play the Golden State Warriors.
They're falling apart.
They are, and they are without question one of the top 5 teams in the East. Okay, do you know how many field goals they scored in the third quarter against Golden State? Take a guess, just random guess.
5.
1. This is an NBA team, a supposedly good NBA team, and they get 1 field goal. I mean that's horrendous, but it kind of typifies the Eastern Conference. Outside of Cleveland, outside of Atlanta, it's wide open. Even this year, as ludicrous as this sounds, I think the Bucks could go deep into the playoffs if they get the right seeding right off the bat.
Now, the other thing is this. You take that star player, you put him in, right? If they get that star player. Then Jabari, Giannis. But now, all of a sudden, Michael Carter-Williams becomes even more instrumental. Now he doesn't have to shoot at all. Now it's just distribute and get the ball to guys where they have to get it and don't make stupid plays.
That's the
use
key
your
right
head.
now.
I like him, and I'm supportive of the trade, okay? But as maturity happens, as he plays longer, I'm hoping this is going to occur. He's just got to be smarter at times on the basketball floor. Now, part of it might be he just doesn't know the offense yet, plays, whatever else. But again, reaching and doing stupid stuff to get your 6th foul, fouling the guy shooting the 3 when you've
Especially-
already got 5 fouls on you, and you're the starting point guard. You're not a backup guard on this team. You're the starting point guard.
Exactly. And if they want to go anywhere, he's got to improve.
He does.
If you look at all the elite teams in the NBA, their point guards can shoot from beyond the arc. And until he gets down a 3-point shot, the Bucks are going to be a good team simply because they're in the Eastern Conference. But if they want to make some real noise,
Again,
he's got to upgrade his shooting.
legitimately this offseason, you get that star center, and then you get a shooter in the draft. And that would really take care of 2 problems at once.
Yeah.
You get a shooter off the bench. You get a guy that can score in the post. And if it's Love Orban role, they can pull people away from the basket as well, allows Jabari or Giannis to rebound. He's Gery Woelfel. I'm Steve Sparky Fifer. Thanks for tuning into another edition of Sports Junkies right here at RacineSportsZone.com.